What's up, guys? Welcome back to Between the Speakers Season 2. I'm your host, Indiana Massara, and today I am here with...
Andy, my name's Seth Moniz. I'm a professional surfer on the world tour.
So how old were you when you started surfing?
I started surfing when I was about 4 years old. I've been like a little, baby growing up in the water. My dad was a professional surfer and basically dragged me out there when I was in diapers and took me on his surfboard, and I was hooked ever since.
That's amazing. Do you think there's ever been a time where you wanted to give up, or you've been scared of surfing because of the conditions or because water can be terrifying?
Yeah, so basically I learned how to surf. I started surfing on my own when I was about 8 years old. And my dad would be working all day on the beach. He taught surf lessons, and he would let us just take our own surfboards out and just go for it. And I don't think he realized that I wasn't the best swimmer. I actually didn't know how to swim at all. And I would just follow my older siblings out on the lineup, and just, I was that little duckling just following the older brothers, and I'll paddle out with them. And actually that's how I met one of my best friends. I lost my surfboard, and I was panicking in the water, and my brothers were nowhere to be seen. And this kid came up to me with my surfboard, helping me. He passed my surfboard to me, and I was just like scrambling on the inside. And
Wait, you knew how to surf, but you didn't know how to swim?
yeah, it was a pretty cool story, actually.
But he didn't. That's really interesting, because I feel like surfing 101 would be like, let's know how to like swim. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know how to swim. I grew up with some of the most beautiful beaches in Australia. Like, it was my favorite thing ever to just go to the beach with my family and my friends and just spend like hours down there.
Yeah, there's always moments like that. The ocean is very powerful, and it's humbling. It humbles you all the time, even now. So there's definitely moments like that. Mostly when I was young, I'd say, where it kind of got maybe scarred. It happens a lot with like people new to the ocean, and when they just paddle out when they shouldn't be out there, and they get scarred a bit, and next time they'll be very frightened of the water and never go back.
Yeah, I've known how to swim since like birth. I do not know how to surf, which is surprising that we're the opposite way around.
So my family is we're all surf instructors. Like my dad, my mom, my brothers, they all teach surfing. So it's kind of like the one thing you teach your lesson is, having that first experience is super important to just ease into it and start at your level, because a lot of people jump in the water when they shouldn't be out there, and they have one bad experience, and they'll never go in the ocean or trust it again.
I remember one time when I was like out at the beach, like I was like trying to surf. Like I can't surf, but I was like trying to, and like I fell off my board and a wave hit me, and I started like spiraling in the water underneath me. And I freaked out. I like have never been more scared in my life. I like came to shore and I was like, I'm never going in the water again. I could have died. It felt like I was in like a washing machine. I literally was just spinning underwater. I finally caught my breath and came up, and I was just like, never again am I doing that.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Like, it's a slow process, but I mean, it still happens to me where I'm underwater for a long time, and I'm nearly gonna black out or something, and I nearly just come up to the surface. I feel like surfing gets a pretty bad, not bad rep, but from movies and Hollywood movies, they make us look like we're stoners, or we're just like beach rats. But I mean, professional surfers, including me, we have to keep our bodies pretty in shape, and doing all sorts of different types of training, whether it's pool training where we practice holding our breath, or in the gym, cardio stuff. But I mean, we got to stay tip top shape, because you never know when you're going to get that big wave, crash on your head, and when you're underwater for a very long time, and you have to just be ready for that at all times.
So what have you been doing to fill your time, because competitions aren't really going on right now?
This year, it's been a whole year since we had an event, and I bought a house in the beginning of the year in February. And
Congratulations.
I kind of just been doing some fun little DIY projects with my girlfriend. Just kind of little stuff we can do by ourselves. I'll actually give you a tour around.
Love to see it.
This right here is going to be my boardroom eventually.
Wow.
Where I put all my surfboards. Right now they're all in the living room, kind of just all over the place. You can see all on my ping pong table and a board rack right there.
You own so many surfboards.
Okay. Yeah,
and more in the
These are all
back.
my surfboards. This is part of it. A lot of the boards are outside actually, in another storage. But
Wow.
we need a lot of surfboards because every day is different. You need a surfboard for every condition, and
Wow. That's really cool.
yeah, it's gotta have basically every size there is, so I can surf every
I
day.
bet. I don't know if this is a thing, but let's ask. So, do you know where you rank in the world stats currently?
Well, last year before everything happened, I finished the year 12th in the world. It was my rookie year, and I was rookie of the year actually. So that was a big goal of mine, just to get that. You get one chance to be the rookie of the year, and I did it out of 10 rookies. So that was a big accomplishment for me.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's really high.
It's
I
pretty
reckon
good.
I'm probably like a 14, so I'm getting up there with you. Yeah, it is what it is. So in 2017, you beat Kelly Slater. How did that feel?
Yeah, I beat Kelly Slater my first heat against him at actually the wave pipeline where everyone comes and surfs. That was I've known Kelly since I was pretty young. He was friends with my dad, and still that guy is at almost 40 years old. He's still as competitive as he was when he was my age, and it was pretty cool because I got to share a few heats with him last year, and I beat him once, and then he beat me the next one at Pipeline, the same place. So he came up to me that next time he beat me. He's like, "I got you back." It's pretty funny, but it was a cool moment.
I don't know if this is what's like been one of the most scary, like a really scary moment that you've had in the water where you've been like, oh, I've really got to like figure this out right now.
When I was 18 years old, the Surfing Magazine did a little feature on me, and they basically Shane Doran, he's a big wave surfer. He surprised me with a big wave board. So basically, it's a 10-foot long surfboard. It's a very long surfboard to catch big waves, and
Mm-hmm.
he basically dragged me there. I was pretty much, I'd say I was forced into it, but no, I went out there. The waves were around 30 to 40 feet big, and it was super scary, but I felt pretty comfortable after catching a few waves, and I got a couple beat downs of that wave, but super good experience.
Despite being in the water 24/7, do you play any video games? Do you like music and music festivals? Like, how do you feel about all those kind of things?
I don't really go to music festivals just because I'm always missing. The tour season is like in the peak season of all the music festivals, so I've missed out on that. But I play quite a bit of video games.
While we're talking about games, I'm going to show you a little game trailer to a game that we have out right now called FUSER. So let's show you that. All colorful.
Oh,
I
love that.
I miss crowds like this.
Haven't seen that many people in a bit.
In a minute, yeah.
In a minute, yeah.
One where I can create one in my bed, which is this.
Hey, that's perfect. Just stay home and go party.
Sit home. I'm not walking around in the heat. I just lie in my bed, create some sick beats, live my best life. I love the settings of this and like how it makes me feel like we're back in normal life for a second.
Right.
This is my favorite part because the blue suit guy, I've said this every episode, he's my man. He's my avatar of choice. His vibe is sick.
This is the future.
Heck yeah.
Gonna have to do this.
I know.
From
And you
home.
can like join with people around the world and compete with people around the world, play with your friends, share your sets. It's really, really cool. You can just do a bunch of different mashups with your favorite songs. They've got over 100 artists and songs to choose from, which is really, really cool.
Wow, my friends are gonna love this.
Oh yeah, you guys can all play. I will master this stage.
I have a few friends trying to be a DJ right now, so.
Oh yeah, send this to them.
I gotta send this to them.
They'll figure it
I
out.
love it. Yeah.
The ice cream stage is my stage of choice. I would just spend my time eating it.
So you can be your own DJ and you can make your own beats. Is that right?
Yep.
That's dope.
So obviously you mentioned you come from a family of surfers. What was that like, with your dad being, a competitive surfer as well, and I believe your brother as well? Like what's that like? Do you feel like you have a lot to live up to, or do you feel like you're just on your own wave? Excuse my pun.
My dad was a professional surfer for 20 plus years, and so growing up it was like we had that dad that could show us the way and teach us basically everything, and kind of an advantage in a way. And yeah, it's my brother too. Me and my brother been traveling since we were 16 years old together, basically all over the world, and he's been like my number one sparring partner. And still to this day, he still travels with me, and we still do events.
So what's it like to travel with a surfboard? Because I feel like whenever I'm at the airport, I always see that one surfer with a ginormous board, and I wonder what the heck that's like.
Traveling with a surfboard is actually a nightmare. It's it takes a toll on yourself. I travel with roughly around 16 boards.
You travel with 16 boards on the regular?
I wouldn't say on the regular. If I'm going to a contest, then yeah, which is most of the time.
I have a question. Why do you need 16 boards?
I need 16 boards because, every day the ocean is offering different types of waves. I need a big board when the waves are bigger. I need a backup of that board when the waves are smaller. I need, which is called a shortboard. That's like a standard shortboard I ride mostly every day. I need pretty much like 6 of those. So I have 6 shortboards, 6 big boards, and then what we call grovelers, which is a smaller board. It's for smaller waves. So I got to have backups of backups. And because I'm all over the world, I'm a long way from home, I have to be prepared and just have everything I need.
I honestly didn't even know that. I thought that there was just like a universal board that you just brought. So
yeah,
you learn something new every day.
Surfers are really good at traveling in a way of just figuring things out. We have to improvise on being able to carry 2 big bags across the whole airport. Sometimes you have to walk a mile. Sometimes airports are big where you have to drop your bag off.
That seems not fun.
It's a mission to get to spots, but once we're there, we're all set. I need to travel with a lot of boards because I need basically every size of every size of my surfboards has to fit every different day that the waves throw to us.
So if you're just practicing, like how many boards would you take with you?
Well, if I'm just practicing, I'll probably take 2 to 3 boards down to the beach, and that's probably good enough. If I'm at home, a day at home, I'll take maybe just 3 boards. But if I'm practicing at an event, I'll probably take like 5 boards down to the beach because you only have like 3 days before the event, so I basically got to ride all those 16 boards in 3 days to see which one I like the best.
What's like, have you ever been in a situation at a competition where you've broken a board and you didn't have a backup and you've just like, what did you do?
When you break a board, basically the heat's still going on, the clock is still ticking. So you have to paddle in, get your backup, and paddle back out. I've had that many times. I've had heats where I broke 2 boards in a heat.
Really?
So basically I rode 3 boards in a 30-minute heat.
That's why he travels with 16 boards, ladies and gentlemen.
That takes a toll on you. You got to swim in, run back out, swim in, run back out. So that's when all the training pays off.
All right, so we're gonna get into some trivia. I'm gonna ask you really quick questions. Random things like your favorite color, favorite number, favorite place, favorite food. Just really quick things like that, so the fans can get to know you quicker and better. Ready?
Yeah.
Favorite color?
Orange.
Least favorite letter in the alphabet?
Z.
Ooh, Z. Why Z? What has Z got against you?
Kind of the first letter that came up to my head.
If you had to wear one outfit for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Black shirt, Lululemon shorts.
If you had to live anywhere for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Hawaii, home. I can't leave here.
If you had to live somewhere besides Hawaii, where would you live?
If I was to live anywhere else, I'd live in Portugal. I've spent some time there as a kid. Spent months there just surfing. It's similar to home, somewhat small little town, just like where I'm from. There's waves. There's great waves, great people, great food. It's kind of just an easy place for me to go and just hang out. And I have really good friends there. And I have like friends that I call family there. So it's like my second home.
So I saw you spend some time in Australia. Where did you go and how did you like it?
Yeah, I've basically been all over Australia, South Coast, West Coast. But my favorite is the West Coast in Perth. That's my favorite place in Australia, hands down.
Western Australia is really beautiful, and I feel like it doesn't get enough attention.
It's so raw, and it's similar to Hawaii with just really raw waves and scary waves. Sharky though, they have some of the best waves there. If you didn't know that, 3 hours.
I do know because all my cousins surf, and they're like, "Yo, you should come with us," and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch.
I spent some time there last year. Actually, I spent about a month there just surfing with my brother, and there's actually 2 events out there, so I had to stay out there for quite a bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember like being at the beach growing up. Like there would be like shark warnings, or like there's this thing called like there are shark nets like in pretty much every
yep,
Western Australian beach, and you've got to stay within those like nets.
right.
Otherwise, like the likelihood of you like being attacked by a shark is like pretty high.
It's pretty high up there over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I remember at the beach one time and like we're all just like swimming, chilling, and then immediately like everybody's like, get in, like get in, because like there were sharks near shore.
So actually, last year there's an event there in Western Australia, and I had a pretty close encounter. You know that when we have events there, the they're prepared for any kind of shark attack. You know, they have 4 jet skis in the water, a boat, drones flying all over the place, monitoring the water, making sure that we're safe. And they're in my heat, surfing in my heat. You know, we surf a 30-minute heat. My heat just started, and then 10 minutes into the heat, a jet skis came flying into us and picking us up, saying that there's a big 15-foot great white in the lineup. So you know that's a pretty scary situation to be in. But
That's terrifying. How do you go into the water knowing that there has been previous, like, knowing that there is a really high possibility of sharks being around you? Like, how do you do that?
they're prepared over there because they know there's a chance there could be a shark attack.
That makes sense. So, do you have anything that the fans should know? Like, what are you doing? Like, where can they find you? Anything upcoming?
Well, the tour season just got approved yesterday, actually, that we're going to be starting in December 8th, right at my home at Pipeline, where it's my favorite wave. So you know that's a big benefit for me that I get to start an event at home. So that's exciting because it was the last event we actually ran, which was almost a year ago. So I think everyone's pretty antsy to get back out there. And I am. You know, I'm really excited.
That's amazing. So, where can people like find you on social media so they can keep up with you and your surfing?
You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram's at Seth Moniz. Um, yeah, I don't have any Twitter like that or anything else. I'm not the social media guy. I'd say, you know, my mom's always bugging me to keep posting and, you know, keeping up with my obligations. But you know,
That is my mom too. That's how I got into the social world. So, I'll give you a few pointers.
I'm kind of a slacker on that part, which is, you know, I kind of like it in a way. I kind of like not being that social media guy and just focusing on my surfing. But yeah, you know, I think I need a few tips from you, get a few extra 100 followers.
So basically what I'm hearing is you're going to teach me how to surf. I'm going to teach you how to do Instagram and social media, and we'll call it even.
It's a deal.
Bet. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on Between the Speakers. Stay safe. Try not to drown or get attacked by a shark.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, Indy.